Hello again everyone and welcome. I'm Jamaican Youth, and in this video I'll be talking to you about the Green Pass for travel and your opinions on this Green Pass. So I'm sure you're asking, what is the Green Pass and what exactly does this have to do with travel? We'll talk about that in a second. Before we get into it, just like to ask you to subscribe to the channel. Click on the subscribe button. It helps the channel grow. Hit the like button, and at the end of this video, if you could comment in the comment section below and tell me your thoughts on what you think of this Green Pass for travel. So let's get into it. What is the Green Passport or the Green Pass? It's actually not a passport. This, first off, is only applicable with travel in and around Europe as of July 1st, 2021. The Green Pass refers to a standardized way for citizens to travel around Europe. It is a digital certificate with a code that can be scanned at the port of departure or entry, that can be printed out on paper or displayed in an app. So you don't have to have this on an app or a paper. You can do either of both. Some people like that hard copy, some people like the digital copy. So you can have the app for that. The information that will be displayed includes your name, immunization status, and your most recent PCR test result. That's the information that will be stored on this Green Pass or digital certificate. To travel with it, if you are traveling from inside Europe to another European country, you will need to get the Green Pass from the country of origin. If you are traveling from outside Europe to get into a Schengen European country, you will need to get the Green Pass from the country of destination. So whatever country you are heading to. So let's say, for example, if you are in Europe, you're traveling from, say, Greece to Germany, you'll get your Green Passport or your Green Pass from Greece. If you're traveling outside of Europe, let's say you're traveling from Tokyo, Japan to Germany, you will need to get your Green Pass from Germany. You'll need to apply for that. So right now, you will need to apply for this online if you're traveling from outside of Europe. The EU is planning on using this method for travel until about June of 2022. So about a year. As of July 1st is when the start date is, and this will run until about June 2022, when it will be reevaluated based on recommendations from the World Health Organization. So that's a little bit about the Green Pass. I just kind of wanted to give a little overview of what it is so that we can understand the discussion moving forward. The Green Pass is something that is being used in Europe, in the EU, to travel around Europe as of July 1st. And so we're looking to see how will this work, if it will work, if other countries will follow through with this. Before we move any further, let us watch a clip about how this is being used in Europe, and then we'll talk about the perception it has in the United States. So this is the clip.
The European Union has made it easier to travel across borders in the region as the pandemic shows signs of easing. Travelers can now show a so-called Green Pass to prove they've been vaccinated against COVID. So far, the Biden administration, by the way, has resisted a similar move here in the U.S. Chris Livesay went to an airport in Rome to try out their new system. Chris, good morning to you.
So as you can see, so far they're pretty much talking about them using the passport or the vaccine passport, and you hear the reporters, they're saying, you know, the US administration has resisted it so far. But let's hear what people are saying.
Good morning. Well, we all know the pandemic has made travel a lot more complicated for security, for the airlines, and of course for the passenger. Well, now Europe is trying to cut a lot of that red tape by introducing its own version of a COVID passport.
Check your ticket, check your bags,
And now, check your COVID passport, or Green Pass as it's called in Europe. At check-in, passengers can now use an app to prove they've been vaccinated, tested negative, or recovered from the virus before boarding. Like Leo Roussel on his way from Paris to Corsica. We're lucky to have an app that's so easy to use, he says. So we gave it a try in Rome.
Now it seems pretty painless.
So there you can see some people were using the paper, the hard copy. Some people were using the phone with the app on it. Some people maybe even an iPad. As long as you have something to display that scan code on it, you're good to go. And what that does, it's scanned at the airport. It shows up as green to go, or then you take it from there. And this is an easy way, based on what they're saying, to show that they have done all the requirements in terms of the COVID-19 requirements to enter the country. And so that cuts down on the amount of time that someone spends there at the counter trying to prove that they're eligible to enter the country. So this is what this is saying. It kind of cuts down on the time.
I have the app on my phone. I show that I've been vaccinated. Buongiorno. And hopefully it lets me pass through.
We need to reconnect people, societies in a safe way.
Ivan Bassato is the chief aviation officer of Rome's 2 airports.
During a pandemic, we need to ensure as an industry that this travel is done under certain safe margins. The Green Pass is a very smart, safe tool to ensure that these conditions are observed.
To be clear, no one is forcing Europeans to use it. Many here still carry hard copies of their COVID information. And as for concerns about handing over sensitive health data that might be abused, well, there's nothing on the app that isn't required to travel already.
So that's the main thing that people are concerned about. First of all, you heard them saying no one is requiring this to be carried. You know, you don't have to get that COVID pass. You don't have to get that green pass, I should say. No one is requiring to get it, or the airports are not requiring to get it. You can still carry your documentation, whether it's your proof of vaccination or your PCR test, your negative PCR test. You can still do that, but this is an option that exists right now. One of the biggest pushback people have on this green pass is, does it show sensitive information? What type of information does it show that may, give out information that I don't want to be seen? That's the main point of contention. Well, as I said before, currently it's only 3 main things that it shows. It shows your name, your immunization status, and your last PCR test result. That's currently what it shows. But let's just listen to the end of this video and then we'll conclude.
Like your name, or when you had your last COVID test. But the app slashes the time it takes to check all those records from different countries and different formats and languages. Without the Green Pass, travelers like Americans Eleni Makrianis and James Shea have to keep track on their own.
I think every country should probably have something in that other national.
Alright, so you hear him saying this cuts time for people to get through the airport. And you hear this passenger saying every country should have this moving forward because it helps. But what say you? What do you think about it? Currently, the US administration is not going this route as yet because their concern is that it takes up people's privacy, or it takes away from people's privacy. What do you think about that? Do you think it really takes away the privacy? Given what the EU Green Pass is doing currently, do you think if something like that was implemented in the United States or any other country in the world, do you think that that would be too invasive? Do you think it helps with travel? Do you think it is the way for travel, or the way of the future, at least for next year or 2? What say you? I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear, what do you think would be the best mode of travel right now? So if you could just comment in the comment section below here, I would love to hear your thoughts. I think this is something that needs to be put out in the open and discussed, because we want people to feel comfortable traveling, or people want to feel comfortable traveling. So we need to know what people are feeling on this. And so it is important that we talk about this and give our feedback on it. So let me know your thoughts. As I said before, the US administration is not moving in that direction as yet. It has no plans of doing that currently. But if it was to be implemented, would it be a good thing? Do you think eventually other countries around the world will adapt this method? Again, I want to hear your thoughts and your comments on this. If you think this video was helpful, please also comment in the comment section below and let me know if you think I should continue doing these type of videos, if you found it helpful. But I would love to hear your comments. And until next time, there is more to the world than where you live. Have a good day, everyone.